I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I wanna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I've been stuck on your memory, but it's not like I need it. And we may have some history, but we don't have to repeat it. Now I'm gonna burn all the bridges between us.
Hello, hello. Sorry for being late. It's just been, you know, it's just been one of those days. Howdy hey to everyone. This is halfway between a late night live stream and whatever we normally do. So, hey Ro and howls to you all. I am just gonna double check that this is gonna export. Hopefully it's not too fast. Let me just double check.
Just to make sure we are live in the group.
Okay. It's gonna sound a little wonky, but we gotta speed it up and without them sounding like squirrels because, you know, that's not fun. So the lady that we're gonna be watching is a top seller and top personal sales in life activated brands, and the top customer enroller in life activated brands. So it's, you know, kind of a big deal, depending on. Hello from a hotel room. I love that for you, Jessica. Okay, export. Oh, only 2 minutes. Let's go. Where's my intro? I have transitioned from where is my outro to where is my intro. Howdy hey, squirrels, neurokin, and new viewers to the channel. We expose and shine a light on MLM scams and unethical business practices. I feel very close to the camera right now. I'm DeeCee, an autistic MLM dropout, helping consumers and exploited individuals recognize and avoid coercive influence. Please remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to join us and our technical difficulties and sometimes my lateness as we unravel the twistiness of deceptive practices. Traci Tournoux, Life Activated Brands. Do we even know the lore of Life Activated Brands? Here's the TLDR. Melissa Collins, the chief marketing officer and girlfriend of Brandon Hayes, who not Brandon, but Brandon is diaper division loser dude, if you've heard that on Julie Joe's channel, and Melissa Collins is not the worst marketer in the world, but, you know, doesn't make great marketing content and then also yells at us a lot. And so those two run Lab. Brandon Hayes, not Brandon Stevens. Brandon Stevens came over from Q Sciences, brought his team over, and he's kind of in some C-suite position now. Tracy is in Life Activated Brands. So there's the befuddled explanation for us all. Oh, I hope you get some rest and I hope you had a good trip, Amy. Mid-evening. Hello. Yeah, a mid-evening stream. I love that. We have a nice little group here. There's someone else in Lab besides 3 chicken nuggets. Yes. Ashley South is a chicken nugget. Ashley South is Twisty. So I was going through top sales, top independent business owners, whatever they're called, top IBO enrollers, top customer enroller, top leader builder, and I looked at people who appeared in multiple lists, and then I went through, and then I found a Zoom call from very recently. Oh, that's fun. If you missed this, Melissa Collins made an agenda that one of Julie Joe's subscribers bought and sent to her. The agenda was like $120. It was like an agenda, productivity, whatever. Was it the worst laid out book I've ever seen? I mean, probably not, but it's in the bottom 10. It was bad. It was bad, bad. Also, Jessica walked by Megan Desart's food cart yesterday and took a selfie. I saw the selfie. I love that for you. I also love it for us. Let me just figure my life out. One of my lights is not working. We'll figure it out. It's fine. Have y'all discovered Bethany Brodigham's anti-MLM channel? Yep. Sure have. Love it. I think I've done one stream with her and Amy and maybe Jen B. Oh my god. My oh my god. What is happening? I pulled my my tray out. Anyways, my desk is heavier because I have a little arm for my monitor, and then I felt like I was too close. I don't know why I'm orange, but here we are. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm distracted because everything looks different, but that's okay. Normally I'm not like this, I'm only half like this. Oh, cool, she just had Jen on a live today, that's so fun! Jen B is Jessica's trainer and a lot of y'all's trainer. You know, I'm just gonna sit close. Oh my god. Should I have streamed today? I don't know. Oh my god. Subscribe to my channel for more technical difficulties. So I have an IKEA kids table that I got on Facebook Marketplace for $10, and then I mounted a keyboard thing from Amazon underneath it that I've used before, and it's just not working right now, okay? What does make wellness sell again? Besides utter fuckery, peptides. Bioactive something or other. Bioactive peptides. And whatever. Allegedly whatever the GLP-1s are. You bought Caspian presents. Oh my god. Let's go. What the hell? I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time focusing. Make wellness sells bioactive precision. For the precision, I forgot that. They're more on target than other peptides. Yeah, there's a lot of MLMs running in the wild. Oh, there we go. Lights. Please, please, please. There we go. Now we're good. And we're still orange, but that's okay. Oh, Firmaglow. Firmaglow is the fermented hair care. Amare also has fermented hair care now. Fermented fuckery. Just kidding. That's not what they sell. That's not what they sell. What? Hi, Patricia. What are you doing? Holy motherfucking shirtballs. What? Thank you. We miss you too. I hope all the things are good with your training. Thank you so much. Hi, good spider, bad spider. Good to see you. When do you get back, Patricia? I know, it's like, when do you get back so we can hang out on live stream? I'm like, Patricia has things to do. All right. We have the video. If it's too fast, we'll figure life out. I'm going to put Traci Tournoux is a public figure. She doesn't have the biggest following, but she is a recruiting a selling powerhouse, a top customer powerhouse. So she does trainings in lab. I would classify her as a public figure. 2 more weeks, you can do it. You can do it. Thank you so much for the super chat. I don't know what to do with you, but thank you so much. All right, I'm going to close this out. I'm talking through this because I'm trying to keep my brain on track. I'm going to keep that up. And I'm going to close this out. And I'm going to open this with El Media.
What about you? Hello.
She's a little blurry, but that's okay. We're just doing our best. I promise I'm not a cat. Okay. Pretty good. What am I streaming in? Oh, 720. Good. That's not my StreamYard thing in the corner. That's theirs. That's okay. We'll just have an kind of a unprofessional streaming situation. Drop a 1 if you're going to skip the fermented hair care, except when we sneak into Zoom calls. You ran a 10K. Let's go, Ranger Kathy. You're already sore. Good luck tomorrow. I hope you had a great run. She is blurry because she's recording with a potato. So here's what's happening. This is Tracy. This is the unwitting person who is about to get her online marketing avatar slaughtered by Tracy. So this is a marketing stream, which is right up our alley. Okay. I'm scared. Tell me if it's too loud, please.
What about you? Hello. I make sure I go here. Hi, lab team. Hope you're here. I'm in New York City, and we are in the middle of a nor'easter happening here. The first of apparently a couple coming this week. We're here to talk about avatars today. Oops, I think I just hit create a new Facebook account. I should have done this first. I just want to make sure we are live in the group, and that hopefully you can see comments. All right, I see us here. Excellent, good.
Her mic might be underwater. I took out the pauses and then I sped her up, so she's gonna sound like a potato had a baby with the Atlantic Ocean. They are also filming on a potato. I don't know why people cannot stream in a higher resolution. I exported this in 1080 and we wrecked our lives.
I'll just stay over here. If you are here and you see us live, backwards, see that little red button, tell us hi. Make sure, because we are on StreamYard, there is a link somewhere, either above or below in the comments, to click a link and give StreamYard your permission, which basically just means I can see your name. Otherwise, it shows up on my end as Facebook user, and I don't know who you are. So address you as Facebook user. If I can see comments on Facebook, I will see it that way. Like, I think that's Amy.
If that's a little too fast, I can slow it down a smidgen. I am gonna slow it down to like 95%. Okay.
There as Facebook user, but on my computer, I only see it as Facebook user. So if you can make sure to go click that link and give access. Otherwise, I won't know who you are. But again, I'm sorry we missed our December avatar training because I wasn't feeling well, Jean wasn't feeling well, and then the holidays and all that. So I figured we'd just come back and start this week fresh and do it here. And I think we're also going to have some fun training at Celebrate on the avatar form too. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Amy. Hi, Lisa. Lisa did it right. You did it. Good job.
Hi.
And as always, we'll talk a little bit about the avatar, and then we'll go through
Hello.
and talk through with Jean on your form
I
and
don't know
ask
where
some
to
questions
go.
and try to dig in a little deeper on who your person is and try to get you coming out of it
Hi.
with exactly a clear picture of who your avatar exactly is. But I always do like to start with just a reminder of why we do this. Why is this so important that we know who we're talking to? If you haven't been in the app, if you haven't done the training, there is a form for the avatar form to help you figure it out. For some of us, that form is intimidating. So if that is you,
Okay, let me explain. I know we all can figure this out because we've been doing the marketing stuff on my channel for a million years now. The customer avatar is what they fill out so they know about themselves and they know who they're targeting. Yes, they know who they're targeting, but they know who they're talking to. However, it's more complex than Tracy's making it out to be, but I think they have to streamline it at some level for MLM. So they are trying to teach people how to target unsuspecting multi-level marketing, I say victims, multi-level marketing, vulnerable individuals more effectively. We love that. By we, I mean we do not. We do not love that. Oops.
I'll say put the form aside and just like brain dump who you think your person is and answer the same questions, but don't be limited to the form. You can always then take those questions or those answers and put it back in the form later. But I don't want you to struggle with the form or let that limit you. If you could just brain dump it and put it back into the form later. So that's always a good tip. And then
Oh,
the other thing is,
sorry, this is Life Activated Brands. This is the yelling company. I feel like I'm giving directions kind of similar to not the go south on this street. It's like, the Chipotle with the broken sign, and then across the street is a gas station, and then there's a fence that has fallen down across like a diagonal. You're gonna take a right on that street right after the Chipotle. Life Activated Brands sells supplements, and Melissa Collins yells at us a lot. This is also the guy. Where's the haters? I know we have diaper division losers on here.
Negative, dull, disillusioned, thumb-sucking, whiny, crybaby, diaper division loser.
So that's Brandon Hayes. That's Melissa Collins, the Yeller's boyfriend, who also founded Life Activated Brands. Life Activated Brands was founded by Brandon and his wife. They have since separated, and then Melissa also Facebook posts about the family drama on her Facebook page. It feels like Vanderpump Rules because it's a little like Vanderpump Rules, in my opinion. I'm sorry, I'm reading the comments. I'm behind. Wait, whose birthday is it? Happy birthday, Mr. Lushy. All right, Kazoo's for you. Happy birthday. Oh, Life Activated Brands got a website update. What? Please hold. Detour. What? Also, what's with the hashtag? Melissa, the hashtag, this looks awful. This looks awful. This looks better than it used to. The people of Lab. Those damn arrows. We'll have to do this later. Join as a partner. This is Melissa Collins. She yells at us a lot. She seems smiley here. When she is behind closed doors, we get yelled at. A lot. How we get paid: retail profit, enroller bonus, sponsor bonus, team commissions, rank advancement bonus, leadership, check match, leadership pool. Interesting. There's only one little selling thing, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 retail things. This looks. Who did this? Why is this uneven? Melissa? Did you do this? Why is the logo so close to the edge, and why are we not even? This side matches this. This side does not match this side, and the top does not match the bottom. The bottom doesn't match the left side, and the bottom doesn't match the right side. Why is this center aligned? Why is the text different sizes? Why is it center aligned? We cannot go on this detour. Why is this different than this? Never mind. The update does not look good. What the hell is this? Life Activated Brands has Melissa Collins, who yells at us a lot, an awful website. Avery and I are going to have to review this one because oh, this is Tracy. This lady with the purple hair over here, that's Tracy. That's the person we're looking at. That's the one we're reviewing. I think this is Ashley South, but maybe not. I could be very confused. Oh, there's Brandon. This is Brandon Stevens, formerly of Q Sciences, apparently vice president of sales. And this is Brandon Hayes. This is Melissa's boyfriend. He's the one that founded Lab. Customer service. Brandon. Why did we not color correct the pictures? Why is this blurry as hell? Who exported these? Why are you sitting on the floor, Melissa? Chief Marketing Officer, you couldn't even flip the picture so you're looking at your name? I know, I was like, we're not going to go on a squirrel trail. Why did nobody color Oh my god. Why did no one color correct this? Why didn't... Okay. Okay. It's fine. You know, every time... I'm going to do this so I can look like I'm looking at this stuff. Oh my god. I don't even know what's happening. Oh, another picture of Melissa. Who did this? Why is it center aligned? I know I keep saying that's fine, but I can't stop looking at it. We're back to the video.
9 times out of 10, your avatar is you. So if you think about who you were 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, who were you before Lab? Who were you before you started on these products? Who were you before you made the decision to join? That's probably who you're talking to. And it's going to be a whole lot easier talking to that person than making up a person, because you know who that person is. Even if it's hard to go back and address some of those answers, you know who that person is.
This is not really how you build an avatar. We'll just keep listening. This is not really how you build one.
And I want to give another pretty relevant example today of how knowing your audience really works and why it's important. I'm sure we have all seen all this Stanley Cup stuff. It's everywhere. It's all over my newsfeed. Everybody's talking about these cups. And it's not about hockey. It's about the drinking cups. I don't own one personally. But if you've read any of the stories about how Stanley started, it's a really old company, and actually started as a cup for, targeted to men, for like working on campsites, for camping, for hiking gear, working at jobs.
Because only guys can go camping? Really? Tracy?
Sites, like the marketing, the messaging was all around like it's heavy, hardy duty gear that you can take with you. It's durable, withstands bear attacks, that kind of thing. Like think Man, Hunger Man, that kind of messaging. And they launched a new product. I think it was like, I don't know, a couple years ago, and the product flopped. And they were going to pull it from the market. But there were 2 women who wrote a blog, and
They didn't I mean, they kind of wrote a blog, but they have an Instagram. It's called The Buy Guide, and they review things s pretty detailed, and then they tell people, like, "Hey, if you're looking for this, this is what we recommend. Hey, if you're looking for this is what we recommend." And they were she's gonna tell it, never
It
mind.
was like their favorite cup ever, and they were devastated this product was going to be pulled. And so they wrote to the company. They decided that they wanted to do whatever they could to keep it, and so they ended up themselves buying like 5,000 of the cups, and then selling it. They would sell out. They'd buy 5,000 more, sell out. And the company realized there was something to this, and in talking to the women, they said,
That's because they updated the colors too. Okay, forget it.
you know, it's not the men that are buying the cups. Even if they're using them for camp gear, for hiking or whatever, it's the women who are buying the cups. And so if you want your messaging to work, you got to speak to the women. What about the teachers who need a full cup of water all day long because they can never leave their room to go to the bathroom or to refill a cup of water? They want it to be cold and they need a big cup of water. What about nurses? Same thing. What about women who are always on the go and just want a fun accessory? When you talk about gear as a cup of gear, that's not speaking to the women. But if you change that one word and talk about it as an accessory, or if you talk about it as hydration, something that you can
I don't like the way that she is describing this, but that's okay.
have with you all day long, stays cold and hydrates, and keeps you healthy. That's a much different story than
That's
something
not
that's durable.
it being healthy was not a pull for anybody who wanted to buy this Stanley. Tracy, don't you do it.
Gear for hiking, right? And that's because they now know their audience, two very different audiences. And it's sold out and sold out and sold out. And so they keep it. And now we have where we are today. It could be construction women, but you know, that's a whole different audience. Wendy.
She's leaving out the important part that the Buy Guide was a trusted group, a trusted pair of individuals who built up credibility with their audience by not shilling shit and knowing their specific audience and then finding products that they knew their audience liked. The way that MLMs do this avatar isn't fully accurate, and Tracy is not explaining the marketing of this in a way that's complete. And Jean, I don't even know how to say her name, looks overwhelmed.
So how would you use them? And they also changed colors. They changed everything. So
Hello.
if you know who your audience is, you can create those specific messages with the specific benefits that target them, that are going to
And again, this is the lady, this is Tracy, top in, where's my notes? I'm like, I'm gonna be prepared. Tracy was top in personal sales for last month, and then was also top customer enroller last month. So she does know her, like, number one, not number in top 10, number one top personal sales, number one customer enroller. The top IBO enroller was Methon Garcia, and then the top leader builder was Carissa. I think her handle's a debt-free mom. So, Tracy, the person talking above me, did not make it on the top IBO enroller or the top was not a top leader builder, but still, has at least some credibility in terms of being able to sell and being able to sign customers. No way, Karomi? Oh, look. This isn't done because it, like, bled a little bit. It's my rock. Why am I showing y'all rocks on my stream? Oh, the chaos continues. It's cute. It's my little acrylic pen markers. And then I have this dude on the back. Back to the okay.
speak to them and make them want it, make them not only want it, but need it. Like I don't know if people really need 10 different Stanley cups, but they're getting them, right? Because the demand is there and the messaging is there. And that's what we want to do as well with our stuff. So I think somebody asked, where do I give StreamYard my permission? There is somewhere in, I don't know exactly where it is. It's either in the comments or in the description of this.
Literally in the chat box. That's okay. That's okay. So you can integrate YouTube with, well, StreamYard with Zoom, StreamYard with Facebook, and this is too complex. It doesn't matter what their name is. She can just read the questions.
There's like a
Thumbs
thing
downers.
that says,
What's up?
give my permission to StreamYard, something like that. And there's like a little link. So either look in the comments or in the description of what this live is, and you'll see like a little link. Sorry, I don't see the same thing as you, whoever's asking that question, but it's there. And no big deal if you can't find it. I just won't know who, I won't be able to address you by name in the comments. So that's my example for today of knowing your audience mind support and how it can work, how it really works in a real life example.
Sorry about the lip to sound. I did this earlier with one of the 15-minute whatever recaps of a live stream earlier, and it was fine. And now it's not fine, but we'll just listen. And I'm not gonna hyper focus on the mess up.
So thank you so much for being our volunteer today, or my victim, as I sometimes say. I appreciate you coming here and sitting in the hot seat and being so willing to share with us and let me ask you a question.
Oh, there's another thumbs downer. It's okay.
Start with you giving everybody sort of a quick overview of who, at a top level, your avatar is.
Forget it. I can't. I know. I was like, I lied to y'all. I can't do it. My do. I don't know why it does this, but we'll figure it out. Where did I put the original video? Is it in downloads? Okay, what? We're at 539. This is how small the file size is. I downloaded it at 720. We'll just go ish.
To go to the bathroom or to refill a cup of water. They want it to be cold and they need a big cup of water. What about nurse? Who your audience is? You can create those specific messages with the specific benefits that target them, that are going to speak to them and make them want it. Make them not only want it, but need it. Like I don't know if people really need 10 different Stanley cups, but they're getting them, right? Because the demand is there and the messaging is there. And that's what we want to do as well with our stuff. So I think somebody asked, where do I give StreamYard my permission? There is somewhere in, I don't know exactly where it is. It's either,
okay, we don't care.
So either look in the comments or in the description of what this.
It doesn't, literally it doesn't matter. I know I'm saying for her it doesn't matter, but now I couldn't focus on her lips being out of sync, so here I am.
So that's my example for today of knowing your audience mind support and how it can work, how it really works in a real life example.
You're good, Brandy.
Thank you so much for being our volunteer
Sorry,
today,
Brandy.
or my victim, as I sometimes say. I appreciate you coming here and sitting in the hot seat and being so willing to share with us and let me ask you a question. So why don't we start with you giving everybody sort of a quick overview of who, at a top level, your avatar is. Like female, age range, like do they do anything for work? Do they have kids?
You don't make an audience avatar until you figure out who you are and what you want your brand to be online. You, especially in this space, when you're in MLM and you are trying to sell, like you're specifically creating your own brand to represent yourself, to try to sell something to somebody else, you need to figure out your core values. Then you figure out, not core values, like whatever, your core values, and then what are, like, for example, what are words that describe what you want to do in your online space? What do you want to be? Educational? Do you want to be creative? Do you want to teach? Do you, whatever it is, you pick 3. Then your posts, you're layering the words of the type of content that you want to offer, the way that you want to offer it, and then you figure out who your avatar is. And that's all under the umbrella of what you're selling. You don't do this first. You do not. You do not, in my opinion.
Kids, married, that kind of stuff.
Okay. So it's a female, and she is in her 50s. She's more than likely a working professional.
Okay.
And again, it does have to be this detailed. There's like, the one I normally do has, I don't know, 40 questions on it, 40 questions that you answer.
And I'm trying to think what else you asked me. So 50s, she's definitely menopausal.
Okay.
um,
Is she married or single?
she's married.
Okay. Does she have kids?
She does.
Okay. What age range are the kids?
I would probably say 20s, young 30s.
Okay.
Yay!
And then would she have grandkids too? Or?
Congratulations.
Those grandkids.
I'm happy you made
And
it
I'm
home
assuming,
safe.
well, I shouldn't assume actually where we are in this world. Are the kids out of the house or do they live with her?
The kids are out of the house.
Okay.
And
That's a whole nother thing.
yeah, and I sort of have a quick question because you know, they don't necessarily have to be working, or they don't. I mean, their kids might be a little bit younger or not necessarily have grandkids, but I suppose with an avatar, we want to focus specifically in one area. Is that correct?
You want to be able to talk to one specific person. For example, I know Jessica. Jessica and I are friends. We have each other's phone number. If Jessica let's say Jessica is my avatar, likes to work out, likes to travel, likes Jeeps, is a foodie, likes coffee, likes gummies, creative, intelligent, and an amazing writer, um, whatever. You answer all these things. So every time I'm talking to the camera on Instagram, I'm talking to Jessica, for example. That's how specific you have to get for your audience avatar. Even if you end up recruiting or you end up finding customers who aren't exactly like Jessica, you're talking to Jessica. You can be more detailed that way in how you present your product. You can be more detailed in how you present yourself. Yes. Yeah, sorry. I've been I got distracted. If I haven't technically you kind of are selling yourself, Elizabeth, a little bit, Liz. You are kind of selling yourself a little bit.
Yeah. So what I like to say is when we create our avatars is to get us to have that picture in mind of that one specific person. So
Sure.
You should answer all those questions. You shouldn't have they could be married, they may not be married. They could have kids.
The
they
cult
might not
of
have kids. They
Jessica.
could be their
I'm
own-
a
I mean, you could probably be like 50 to 65. Like that's okay. But you want to get as specific as possible. Now that doesn't mean that somebody who's 50 menopausal.
I know that sound I know the way that sounds of, oh, you're selling yourself. If you are like an influencer, which I would say multi-level marketing independent reps fall more into the influencer category, they do have something they're selling, but they're selling themselves because they're the ones that are trying to build up trust with another person so that the person can buy into their product. But a lot of times MLMs use lifestyles to sell products or to recruit people. It gets complex because MLMs are twisty. Yes. Like a customer avatar. It's like a customer avatar. You can use any kind of name for it, but it's very, very, very specific. Nick.
Menopausal, who's single without kids, isn't going to see your message and be impacted by it. But when you craft it, it's a lot easier to get to really hone in and speak to the one person, have that one person in mind, than thinking about all the possibilities.
Okay, but why? Is she gonna explain why? Let's say you're trying to speak to a very specific person. The little dot is very small, it's very specific, it's very detailed. When you start speaking to that person, people on the outliers of that individual person with a few different traits are still going to be someone you can pick up as a customer because you're consistently being very specific with the information. Hello, Dr. Tap. So let's say you are at an archery, whatever it's called, an archery range, and you have a little dot in the middle of the target, right in the center. You're going to be shooting at that tiny dot every single time, and then you have some spray, whatever it's called, where you're not quite hitting the center, but you're hitting the big target. The weasels are weaseling again. Oh my god. Oh, Brandy Lee, what are you doing? Thank you so much. Brandy Lee just gifted 5 memberships. Welcome to Illyria. If I can find my music. Let's go.
Horatio Gold, headmaster. So very pleased to meet you. So very pleased.
Hello, sir. Heard you wanted to see me.
I'd like to say welcome. Welcome to Illyria. Welcome, 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 welcome to Illyria. I just wanted to have you in to say welcome.
Welcome, Renee, Ghoul, Amy K, Mara, Catherine. 1, 2, 3, 4, and Renee. I think I said Renee twice. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, Julie. Good to see you. Let's go. We are watching Life Activated Brands, a branding call that is this was on the internet. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
That
Okay.
makes sense.
It makes complete sense. I appreciate that.
And that, I mean, that's probably a question that a lot of people have, and that's also why, like, thinking about who you were, like, not necessarily today, but why we say you are your avatar, and thinking about who you were makes that piece easier too, because you can narrow it down. As a kids, what about like do we say working? Like, do they work? Do they work from home? From the office?
They go into an office.
Okay. Are they like hi Melissa? What kind of work do they do? It's like admin, executive work, teaching.
I would say it's administrative.
Okay. So they're like in front of a computer
Yes.
all day long.
Administrative, but higher level administrative, I would say.
HR?
Not like an administrative assistant, but more maybe mid-management.
Okay.
Mid to lower management.
Sorry if you can hear my cat.
Oh my god, I love a cat.
So I'm going off because here. Thinking about work life.
Her internet is bad because she's in the middle of a nor'easter, which is an intense snowstorm in the northeast, hence the nor'easter. I sound like I don't know what I'm talking about, but that's why her internet is bad, I'm guessing. It would be great if she had put the light in front of her face, but that's okay.
And being at work, like what? Let's see how I can phrase this. Is work life really, really important to your avatar? Like, is that her whole being, or is it just something she does to make money?
That's a good question. I would say up until probably recently, it was pretty much who she was.
Okay.
And then she joined Lab.
But recently thinking more about the future and leaning towards that retirement, wanting to spend more time with family.
Okay.
She loves her job.
Yeah.
She loves what she does, but there's a pull.
And is this the same thing she's done her whole life, or she moved a lot of different companies?
So she's been there 26 years.
So you're talking about someone who's very loyal, I'm guessing, who likes being in the same spot, who is dependable, who's somebody that obviously the company trusts and wants around. So you start to kind of figure out some things, make some assumptions about this person that you're going to be talking to every single time. Even if, you're talking to, let's say, Jessica, like we were talking earlier, but someone comes up and said, "Oh, you're talking about working out." I'm specifically talking to Jessica, but someone's hearing the working out conversation and they end up coming over and joining in. So like I'm specifically talking to one person and then other people are interested based off of the little breadcrumbs. Oh my god. Good spider, bad spider, thank you so much. Y'all are wilding in the chat. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Welcome to Illyria.
Horatio Gold, headmaster. So very pleased to meet you. So very pleased.
Hello, sir. Heard you wanted to see me.
I'd like to say welcome. Welcome to Illyria. Welcome, 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 welcome to Illyria. I just wanted to have you in to say welcome.
Thank you so much, Good Spider, Bad Spider. It was very, very, very generous. And to all the people who were gifted a membership, here's the Discord link. Nightbot, our friendly and sometimes naughty robot will give you the links. Make sure to link your YouTube that you got gifted on in Discord. Oh, that's really interesting, Dr. Tap. Dr. Tap said, fun fact, I learned from the amazing Al Trucker like 3 months ago that nor'easters are storms that come from the Northeast, not just being in the Northeast. Thank you so much. I love that info. We love trivia here. At least I do. I think I was speaking for everybody. I love trivia. Sorry about that.
Actually, on that note, like seeing where we are right now in society, where there's seems to be like definitely this segment of the population who's stayed in one place and been there for a really long time and has a certain work ethic, and then another segment who is sort of in and out and serving of themselves. Does she have a view on that?
This is a bad question.
I suppose because of her history of being at a place so long,
Bad
and
question.
her role models being at a place so long, retiring after a long period of time, doesn't necessarily understand the movement, a lot of movement maybe. It does.
Your life experience is not someone else's life experience, and your job experience is not someone else's job experience. It was a bad question on Tracy's part. You don't need to judge why somebody moves around. She's trying to think about who the avatar is, but when you bring judgment into it, you start corrupting your audience avatar, in my opinion. You're not who you are based off of stuff that you don't like. You are passionate about who you are, and it differs because not everyone's the same. Oh no, Amy. I got home 15 minutes ago and I'm already irritated by my roommate. Rip. Yeah, I know y'all understand it. It's just a bad question. It's a bad question on Tracy's part.
I don't think she necessarily thinks it's a bad thing.
Okay.
But I think she looks at it from a stability standpoint, maybe.
Stability is important to her.
Which actually brings up a good point, stability. And oh, I forgot to ask too. Are you thinking like product or IBO for your current avatar, for this avatar?
I think product right now, but would love for the IBO, because I think some of the things in the avatar can sort of shift, more towards the IBO part.
Yeah,
but for now, I would say like for this one, probably more product.
Okay.
Thank God. Oh, somebody wants to sell product in a multi-level marketing company. It's like seeing a unicorn in the wild. And again, Tracy was the top seller in lab last month. Tracy was the top customer enroller last month. So it's not like she doesn't know what she's talking about. She's not asking good questions, in my opinion. Oh God, Amy, hell yeah. Lizzie, hero.
Especially related to the menopause.
Yep. And I will get back to that one. I'm like squirreling out. I just took my activate. So on that note, stability and thoughts around stability, especially, with retirement coming up, if we're thinking about an avatar and how we might talk to somebody who we want to join another business while they're in this current one, what are thoughts around that, or like pushback, or anxiousness about leaving a job for something that's in all that they maybe have never done before, or that could seem uncertain or
Okay, she's way off track. You want to know? So Jean, I'm probably not pronouncing her name right. You want to know what's the avatar's name? You want to know the age. You want to know color of eyes. You want to know the hair color. Do they wear glasses? Are they able-bodied or are they disabled? Are they religious? Are they are they active? And not just active, are they runners? Are they hikers? Do they just like walking? You literally go deep into this person that you end up talking to. This person. Anyways, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse. Y'all understand. She got way off track. Are we playing Guess Who? Hollyhock? Yes. Life activated brands, top customer sales, top customer recruiting, and they are developing an audience avatar. So John can better recruit customers and sell to customers. Oh, you're good. It's for sales. You do this in marketing. Coca-Cola probably started out on a smaller scale. They have somebody they're selling their products to. Pepsi has somebody they're selling products to. When you see advertisements, they are specifically targeting who the companies know like their products. And it's not always somebody who's undecided about the products. When you are developing your advertising strategy, your marketing strategy, your how you talk to people strategy, it can oscillate between convincing the middle people who haven't decided if they hate or if they like you yet to try your product. In this case, Lab is asking, and multi-level marketing companies are asking people to be who the customer buys into via lifestyle claims, whatever. And it's not about the products for everyone, a majority, in my opinion, because you get paid more for recruiting than you do for actually selling the product. You develop this audience avatar so you can be more comfortable talking about the product because you know this person. And sometimes the person is you. So, but you come up with a name, you come up with an age, you come up with, do they have kids or not? Did they go to college? Did they go to high school? Did they drop out of high school? Where do they work? What level, either management or mid management, upper management, or just a regular employee? You look at all those things, and there's even more. Ideal customer. An ideal customer, and again, it's very specific. For example, let's pretend Target has a specific customer. I would say they're targeting somebody who, well, I don't want to offend Target. You're building your dream customer and you always are talking to that person. It's like building somebody comfortable to talk to, and you know things about them, and because you built your avatar, based on how you want to show up in your space, do you teach someone something? Do you make people laugh? Do you just want to provide education? Do you want to share beauty in the world? Do you want to there's like 20 different things you can choose. So your audience avatar is a filter of how you're presenting your information, and then how you actually funnel that is through your 3 core values for you and how you present your information online. Hey Tiff. For each seller. Yes. Yep. Yeah. So John is developing it for herself so she can sell the product and she can recruit people better. And if y'all have questions, if I'm not explaining this well, I'm happy to keep answering them.
Stable.
I think there's a level of anxiousness. You know, outside of lab, if they change an organization, it's sort of like starting all over.
Mhm.
Not for
And
Brandon
the nervousness
Stevens.
that comes with that. Plus, being that she's been in the same place, same type of work. This particular one has been in higher education.
Okay.
That's maybe looking to go on the corporate side. What she knows is higher education. So there is this level of, can I do a different type of job? Will people even consider someone who has a specific type of experience?
Mhm.
So while there is, would love a little bit of a change, there's a
Hey,
level
Tiff.
of anxiousness that comes with that.
Yeah. Do you think has been probably two or potentially two over the last 26 years, like fear that's kept her there in that spot from moving?
Yes, and I think it has really to do with income.
Okay.
And
That's
just income, and I think a level of comfort.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Often we'll trade so many things just because we're comfortable.
Right, exactly.
Definitely stayed in some bad jobs.
You need money to survive. You need money to survive. You need money to survive. Okay, whatever. While I get the concept for businesses, it seems icky to me in the MLM context, like they are free to say they are targeting single mothers and other at-risk groups. Right. So you have people like your sober guide who targets the sober community. You have people like that rep that we looked at the other day who was targeting, she was at conference and she was targeting the sober community. You have, and again, your influencers who share their clothing and their makeup and their hair stuff, like the general beauty lifestyle influencers, they're doing the same thing. Marketing can be ethical. An ethical marketer is going to say, what product do you need to sell? How much do you need to sell? And who did you create this product for? And then the marketer is going to say, hey, I know you created this product for this individual person, but you have a secondary market that is as big or bigger than the one that that you're targeting, that you're directing your product towards. And they present the information about changing advertising strategy, changing your talking points or whatever to grow how much money that you're bringing in. I hope she doesn't leave her job for an MLM. Can you imagine her using her retirement to pay for life activated brand products? Dear God. And John is going to be targeting the later in life individual, the 50s person who's about to retire, who has children, who's probably about to have grandchildren, who are ready for retirement, who had a job where they actually get retirement. And then she's going to convince them, because she's also doing the same thing, that this is a viable option to earn a little bit of income in retirement. And they're going to be using their retirement money to give it to Melissa Collins and Brandon Hayes. Rip. But yeah, marketing can be ethical, and you should always ask questions if the marketing is ethical. I know, I don't like it. Good night, Ranger Kathy.
Let's talk about the income piece. How she needs this job? Does her husband, since she's married, does her husband also work? Do they struggle? Like, what does that piece look like?
So her husband is retired. Which is probably why this wonderful avatar is looking for retirement.
Mm-hmm.
A bit of a push there, but has a pension, so there is income.
Okay.
Spent 28 years working,
Okay.
so always been a dual income household. Always have been never really been in a position where they haven't lived paycheck to paycheck with children. So again, I think that stability then, changing jobs, is there a reduction in income? Can they make it work? Her husband has always worked multiple jobs.
Mm,
Does he do anything now that he's? I mean, no, he's retired, but does he do anything?
He does. He's a retired police officer,
Okay.
and so now he works for. He's a deputy, but more as a security deputy
Okay.
on the road, part time,
Got it.
by
Oh.
choice.
Yeah, yeah.
And he also has a hobby that he does woodworking and sells that too. So
And what about like overall like stress levels? What keeps her up at night? What is the biggest thing?
I think money keeps her up at night, wanting to get to that level of retirement. And how does she get there?
Yeah.
Her children also keep her up at night.
Mhm.
The worry of her children and her grandchildren and their success, and she tries not to worry about those things, but it just naturally happens.
Yep.
You know, tries to step away, but will always worry.
Yeah.
Um,
Is going back to like thinking about retirement. So the avatar still pulling in income, husband retired but working part-time. Is there any feelings of, I think there could be any feelings of like guilt or anxiety there for leaving that income, and that's another reason why she hasn't taken the leap?
yes, that's 100% yes.
this is so twisty. It's so slimy, and I would have. I kind of felt slimed after talking about Mary Kay, and I'm looking at this as I've been in marketing for a long time. Graphic design is a part of marketing. It's on the production side, but I've been on the other side of it. I'm not working right now because chronic stuff, but I mean I do a little bit. I do YouTube, I guess, but watching Tracy talk to this individual who is an IBO, which is an independent rep in life activated brands. I'd hope to God Jean or John does not leave her job to do life activated brands. My heart would break. My heart would break. I hate it.
What about activity level? Like, because she's working, she's sitting in an office all day. Like, does she do anything for her? Does she work out? Does she eat well? What does that part of her life look like?
She's not incredibly active, wants to be. There's a pull, but is tired.
Yeah.
And there becomes that, which we all know, enough time in a day.
Right.
So there is this pull. She's recently obviously focused on her health and tried to. She came out of a pretty deep depression, and has finally felt like herself.
Okay.
Probably in the last 7 months, maybe or so. Renewed spirit, I guess, would be a better way to say it.
Okay, so I've been taking notes. So, John, I'm guessing what in again, you can't just do 50s. Let's say John is 54 and her hair color's blonde and her eyes are like a grayish blue or brown, I can't tell. Vision, she has glasses. She is able-bodied. She's, I think, religious. She is not active. She graduated college. She may even have a PhD, master's or PhD, unclear, but she brought it up, so I think that's a good indicator that she has even further upper level education. She does not like moving around. She likes staying in the same place. She's not a risk taker. She looks at the consequences of her actions. She's very she looks for stability, and she looks for stability for her family, like her and her husband, and also for her children and grandchildren. She's married. They've lived paycheck to paycheck. Her husband just retired, so they've gone from a dual income to a single income, which also kind of rocks her lack of being a risk taker. Her husband retired from a kind of a high risk job and is still doing like a deputy part-time, the view of finances is that they need money to be able to survive, but it hasn't been something that brings her joy, but she does enjoy the stability. She worries about her children, she worries about her grandchildren. She knows she needs to be healthier, but she's tired. She is she has had struggles with mental health. So, postdoctorate degrees include master's and doctorate. Oh, cool. Thank you. Um, and so my thing is she is going to be looking at people who have mental health struggles, who care deeply about their children and grandchildren, who are very stable with their finances but maybe looking to bring in more money with a second job like life activated brands. They're married. They may be someone who's living paycheck to paycheck. They're not risk takers. They haven't moved around a lot. They've graduated college. They've got a postgraduate degree. They're religious. They're able-bodied. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're developing a strategy of who this lady is so that she can talk to somebody who's like herself. It's very detailed. It's very twisty to be on this side of it and go, holy shit. This is for MLM. I feel a little slimy. So
And wants to take that shift and make more time for herself.
Does she find now that the kids are not at home that she has more time for her, or she's replaced whatever time that would be with something else?
She probably has more time for herself, but she tends to just kind of sit and veg and focuses on this wonderful second opportunity that she has.
Got it.
So she's a lifelong learner. So she is continually trying to learn. So,
and then you mentioned the menopause piece. So how has that impacted her life? How did it start? What are the effects of that?
So I think with the menopause, honestly, probably in the last few years, the weight gain. So, you know, a lot of who she knows is going through the same thing. Obviously very different person to person, but, you know, sort of the hot flashes, keeping her up at night.
you know that Tracy is going to be directing John to talk to people who are going through menopause, who are struggling with weight gain, who whatever the side effects of menopause are, so that lab products can come in to meet that physical need, and also probably talking about one of their products helping with mental health. Twisty. Menopause blows. I know people who have gone through it. I obviously have never gone through it, but it seems rough. Talk to your doctor.
Some brain fog, not being able to shut the brain down, having that energy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Sleep too.
Yeah, it's definitely the sleep thing, and I think that's a combination of the hot flashes, and the brain not being able to shut the brain down.
And so when all of those things happen, and she can't sleep, and she has no energy, and brain isn't working the way it used to, and she never knows if she's going to be hot or cold or what's going on, what happens? What is that? How does she deal with it? Does it affect her at work? Does it affect her performance? Does it affect her relationships? Does it affect her friendships? Does it affect how she makes decisions on whether to go out or stay home?
Yeah, so it is affecting a little bit of the performance. So there's a little bit of forgetfulness. For someone who was always organized, always on top of things, it's a bit frustrating.
Okay.
Talk to your doctor.
So she gets frustrated with herself for forgetting those things, but she does give herself a little grace for knowing that she's sort of going through this.
Talk to your doctor. Talk to your doctor. Talk to your doctor. Talk to your doctor. I know this is intense. I think it's important. This is the twisty. Yes, the entire life activated brand group is on this call. They just have it set up correctly so that people can watch and not look at the other people who are not participating in the call. They do this in every single MLM. Some companies do it better than others and more directed than others, but I promise you, other companies are doing this. We did this in Young Living. We did this in Mary Kay. I know of this because I've been in marketing. The thing is, the more we know, the information is neutral, but the more we know, the more that we can empower ourselves and one another to help pull the rug out from coercion, in my opinion. So,
little bit of a transition. The sleep impacts, the lack of sleep impacts, I think, that energy level.
Yeah.
So,
And what can she not do because she's not sleeping and has no energy?
she can't do her exercising.
Right.
You know, just being active, I think, you know, because when you're tired, you tend to sit.
Mm-hmm.
So the list of things that she likes to get done doesn't always get done because she's tired.
And what's on that list?
Let's see, social media posts.
When I'm talking about the avatar,
Yes.
that's before
Yes. So like,
before she ever knew about lab. Lab doesn't exist for her yet.
so I would say it's sort of like getting the dishes done, making dinner. What else?
that's her husband.
Sorry, I got a little distracted here. Just, you know, picking up the house, doing laundry, you know, the things that need to be done on a daily basis.
What about
Sparrow's here. Hi, Sparrow. Did Sparrow get a birthday kazoo? Because if Sparrow didn't get a birthday kazoo, I've got a birthday kazoo bop ready. Oh, hi. I hope you had a good weekend. Save your wife, husband. I mean, tap in and do the dishes, dude. Oh, isn't it till Thursday? Okay, Sparrow, I will play the birthday kazoos on Thursday. Okay? I will play the birthday kazoos on Thursday, so it's extra special. I am 46 and have been through perimenopause and now in menopause. The hot flashes are horrible, but guess who was able to help me? My doctor, and there are meds that help. That's awesome. We'll have to have a special stream on Thursday for Sparrow. It's her birthday week, that's true. I do enjoy a birthday month. I really do.
spending time with the grandkids or being able to play with them?
Yes, definitely that as well. The energy level is low. Their energy level is very high, and the energy level is very low, and wants to spend more time.
Mm-hmm. What about like friendships and social life?
He has a good social life, good friends. Has had a group of good friends for a long time.
Okay.
So that's good.
Okay, and it doesn't stop her from doing any fun stuff like that.
No, I mean, I think previously, yes.
Okay.
Not really wanting to leave the house.
Oh.
Just kind of staying in the yoga pants and hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
But recently she's been a little bit more active.
Okay.
Sparrow, that's so nice. I love you too.
In that capacity.
And just to take one level deeper too, when she's sitting there and she's in the yoga pants and she's realized that she's gained weight, she can't fit into the outfit that she used to be able to wear, 6 months ago. She's tired. She had to cancel on her with her daughter to babysit the kids because she's just too tired. She can't take it. How does she feel?
It's frustrating. It's depressing.
Mm-hmm.
And sort of has a conversation with herself that she needs to get up and get moving and do these things and make changes.
Mm-hmm.
We don't should.
But then she just can't.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it seems like it's also very self.
Hi, coconuts.
She's blaming herself.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very much so.
Can I just gently encourage y'all? If you weight fluctuates. you're struggling, if your weight's impacting your mobility and you have to talk to your doctor, that's one thing. If you can afford to, go to Goodwill and buy clothes that fit. That's gonna help you feel better immediately. Now, that's not always an option because finances are tight. If you have shorts that fit in the legs and the waist is tight, just cut the elastic waistband. Just make little slits and your shorts will fit. Jean seems she seems nice. And I feel bad that she is getting this twisty, and you could tell Tracy is like developing the sales pitch for Jean. I hate it. I don't know. I hate it. Exactly, Becca.
So, not hormone. It's hormones, not her. Stupid hormones.
Right.
See, is there anything else I forgot to ask? Probably. Let's take photos too.
Why didn't you get her to fill this out before?
But there's a lot here. So I think I would say on the product side, I mean, fitness bundle and the Morvida's gold, especially if you're targeting somebody going through menopause. I know we aren't going to be able to say, I don't think you can say menopause because of compliance, but you can certainly talk about.
Yeah, no, fuck, you can't say menopause. You cannot make structure function claims about the body when you're talking about supplements. Talk to the FTC. She just said this person probably would do the fit bundle or whatever the bundle she was talking about if you're targeting this person. What? Hello? It's the targeting for me. I like saying directing marketing towards. Because you have to do that if you're selling a product. This is slimy, though. If your fluctuating drawstrings are your friend. Yep. Yeah. I think this has been the first time I really understand how MLMs can get so far in people's heads. Nothing is sacred. Yeah, and it's twisty. And you know it's even more twisty? Some people are on this call listening to this, but when this is more direct, but when it is subtle and it creeps up on you, it creeps into your brain, like you start to pick up on ideas and then you realize how deep you are to the MLM. It is unsettling. It is unsettling.
About all of the symptoms, all of the things. Like, I think so that's a good question for compliance, because I don't know about if we can actually say like hot flashes and night sweats and
You cannot.
and all that. So I don't know. That might be a question for compliance, but being able to talk about what it's like living in those moments and what it feels like to be not in control of your body and then your feelings because of hormones or whatever is taking over, and the frustration.
You can't say
and
hormones.
bringing to life that emotion, because that is going to speak to so many women who are going through that and how they feel, because it is frustrating. You can't control it. There's nothing you can do other than potentially make it feel a little bit better. And
A doctor? Hello? Tracy? What are you doing? What it feels like to be in your body. Appeal to emotion. Appeal to emotion. Again, I know it's boring as hell when I'm like, oh, logical fallacy. Oh, here's what the FTC says. Oh, here's what the FDA says. Merp, merp, merp. I know it's boring as hell. It is a place for us to all start with a foundation of and a reference point of consistency. The Federal Trade Commission says certain things. Your policies and procedures tells you what you can and cannot say. You do this so that you do not take advantage of the customer. It is for consumer protection. And then we hear Zoom calls like this about how can we get around the rules? How can we get around the rules? Hey, Marcella, what's up? It's so important, and I'm currently now realizing it. Yes, but they are doing it as a way to manipulate people in a coercive way, in my opinion. It's information control. It's emotional control. It hits on the logical fallacies. It's an eye roll of a lifetime. And Tracy's the one that's directing this, and I think, John is here learning, but we don't have any guardrails of, you can't say this, they don't know. The upper echelon of the recruiting people, like Tracy, who's a top seller and a top customer recruiter, should know what the FTC says about stuff. How is she selling so much? How is she recruiting so many customers if she doesn't know what the Federal Trade Commission says or what the Food and Drug Administration says about supplements? Come on, dude. And then when you add religious manipulation into the mix, it's murky as hell.
Understand that it's not you. It's not your fault, right? It's something that all women are going to have to go through at some point in their lives, right? And we have, maybe there's a way that we can figure out language to talk about how the products can make it better.
How the products can make it better. Guess what? That is still against the rules. I know, I love rules. I love a good rule. That's okay.
To support you. But I think that when you're speaking to the avatar, speaking to that, really talking about getting in deep time, as I kept trying to go with you to dive in, it's not necessarily just frustration. It's not just that. It's really go deeper. Like paint that picture of what it's like to be sitting on the couch knowing you're supposed to be doing XYZ.
Paint the picture, appeal to emotion. Please hold. I'll just play it. Visual sound bites. No. Where's my words? We're just waiting because my computer deleted all my files. They're in the cloud. What is the appeal to emotion fallacy? Manipulating emotions instead of presenting logical arguments is the appeal to emotion. For example, think of the what the hell? Think of the children. I don't know what's going on. Hello, Brianna. Is that Brianna Banana? I'm guessing it's Brianna because it's rhyming with banana, right? It's okay to sit on the sofa and reassess. It's okay to rest. You know what's interesting? I'm not a therapist, and I'm not pretending to be a therapist. I'm just going to tell you my experience. She's using her brain all day long. She's tired. It's reasonable that maybe your brain is like, we need to rest, we need to regroup, we need to regulate, and we're going to do that by sitting on the couch. And sometimes we're going to do that by taking a fucking nap. And that's okay. Sometimes you can regulate yourself with distress tolerance tools. Sometimes you can regulate yourself by being active. Fine. Sometimes you can regulate yourself by tips like hot temperatures and cold temperatures to try stuff. And sometimes you can also regulate yourself by sleeping. And your brain, when you expend a lot of energy, you may get hungry after you do that. Your brain needs carbs. Okay? I'm not trying to claim anything. I'm not trying to tell y'all anything. I'm not trying to diagnose. Talk to your therapist. But it makes sense. And it takes some of the panic off of, oh my God, why am I tired? Oh my God, why am I hungry after 8 hours at work? Then I'm using my brain all day long. And sometimes some of y'all have physical jobs where you're physically tired and your brain's tired. Talk to your doctor, talk to your therapist. Exactly, Becca. Reading is great. Playing a video game, great. Maybe watching a movie, great. Whatever helps you regulate yourself.
And 1, 2, 3, but you literally can't because this is how you're feeling right now in this moment. And you know you can't be the only one. Are you with me? Like even just a post like that, you're not talking about the products, not talking about anything else, but like you're speaking to that person. And they're gonna be, yes, that's me, that's how I feel every day. Like how do you know? Like you're in their heads. Right. And then at the next post,
you're in their heads.
You know, Marita and how it gives you energy. It's kind of in there. See how that works together?
Yep, absolutely.
But I think it's thinking through those feelings and how people feel and painting that like real life, real picture of what it is like to go through that. You know, waking up in the middle of the night drenched in sweat and realizing I have to do the sheets. Like it's not about being hot and sweaty. It's, oh my God, I have to clean these freaking sheets again tomorrow and I'm so tired and I don't want to do laundry. I'd rather just sleep on a mattress with no sheets on. Like those kind of little relatable pieces are gonna get into the hearts and minds of your people. And that's really all I know about menopause right now. It's coming.
That's how you get into the hearts and minds of your people. I didn't so I was going through when I try to find top reps, I'll go through rank systems and I'll try to find multiple people. I mean, my channel's small, but my thought is if you're hitting multiple lists, because I looked through 8 people before I looked at Tracy, and then I saw Tracy did a Zoom call, and then here we are with one of the twistiest marketing Zoom calls we've seen. Oh my God. That's how you get in their hearts and minds. Twisty, right? If you look at ethical influence and unethical influence, that's where this starts to make sense. It's all wrapped up. The bite model, unethical and ethical influence, logical fallacies, coercion is fuckery. Truly. In my opinion, John walked away thinking that she cared about her. I bet she did. I thought the same thing. When I was in Mary Kay, I thought my director gave a shit about me. She made me feel seen when I was in front of her. She helped me. She helped give me ideas. She talked through ideas with me. She let me, I drove 8 hours one way to go to trainings. I got to go to other trainings because I worked my ass off. Like, I thought my director cared about me. I thought my friend cared about me. And then they don't. And then they don't.
In a few years.
But I'm sure there's way more stories that either I assume you're going through it now or you've been through it or you know people who are, but like anytime, and even if it happens like in real time, like going inside your stories and like tell it, show the sweat, show it, like do it. Like that is so relatable, and people, like even me who knows it's coming, like I want to know what to expect. Like that's the kind of stuff that I think just is going to bring people right in. And then because you've addressed some of these things in those kind of posts, when you start to talk about our products and like talking about the benefits, and then like, you know, today I had so much energy, I couldn't believe that I, you know, was able to have so much fun with my grandkids, and it's all because of the fitness bundle. Like, even though you haven't said it helped with my menopausal symptoms of not having energy, they can put it together if once it started to follow you.
Okay.
I think that's probably how we could.
Because you've been talking about your symptoms in the stories before, then you're going to be talking about how much energy you have with the fitness bundle. They're going to be able to put 2 and 2 together, so then you won't have to make the claim. They can assume the claim is there, that the fitness bundle is the answer to your menopause. Well, no, John is still here. But we're just saying, like, when John finishes this conversation with Tracy, she's probably going to feel like, wow, Tracy gave me a lot of time, helped me walk through this, helped me develop an avatar. She's probably going to leave this conversation feeling really cared for. And that's how it is in MLM. And I don't think John is stupid. I don't think that John is gullible. I don't think any of that. I think that this twistiness happens in every MLM. You have Tracy, who is constantly praised by Melissa Collins, Brandon Hayes in the group. Tracy's a top seller, a top customer recruiter. Tracy also posts a bunch in the group. And then we see, so she's, in terms of authority, she's up here. And so John feels like she's getting special attention from somebody who's on a pedestal that Brandon and Melissa have placed her on. And Tracy has influence. Tracy has influence over John. It happens in every MLM.
Around that whole compliance piece.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would definitely for the product, think about what, and I would focus on the fitness funnel. I mean, I do anyway, because it does so many things. But think about all the benefits that our fitness funnel can do, which is basically everything you said. It's energy, it's sleep, it's focus. Not that I have that right now. It's it's helping you manage your weight. It's and tell little stories for each one of those benefits. That's going to be a great way to get that product message across. I think there's also a lot here on the IBO side. I think there's got to be a ton of content and things you can do around preparing for retirement, around what you need to think about when you've been in a career for 26 years. What are the mistakes?
Sell the product, sell the product, sell the product, sell the product. Teach someone how to sell. Stop focusing on recruiting people. This is the same thing from yesterday. Somebody, for the love of God, teach a rep how to sell a product. Okay, dither. Have a good night.
That you've made, or and I'm saying you, but so you've been in the career for a long time. So what would you have changed looking back? Would you have stayed there for 26 years, or would you maybe have not been comfortable and taken a risk? Like that's something else to consider, because we're in a different time than we were.
Okay. She's saying this. I've established I'm talking to this specific person. I connect with that person because I share the same values, the same lifestyle, whatever. I'm not a risk taker. I've been in a career for 26 years that has some type of credibility. And then you start to tell the story. You start to appeal to people's emotions that if I could have changed one thing, I would have pivoted back here. I would have started this opportunity sooner. I would have whatever. And someone's going to say, wow, I connect with Jean. I am in my job for 15 years. I want to spend more time with my kids. Whatever it is. And so then John is able to influence someone, even though John hasn't been successful yet in lab. Tracy's telling John how to recruit the IBOs when it's manipulative, in my opinion. As a marketing person, that's manipulative. Somebody has ethics. Somebody could have ethics. I wish someone would hold on to their ethics.
Maybe there are people thinking that now. Or what are the benefits of staying? And this is more like educational content, but I think that could speak to some people, or thinking about like who your person is if they're going through the same thing, like not being afraid to mention the golden handcuffs, meaning you make so much money that's hard to leave because money isn't maybe money isn't everything. It's also this whole idea of money
isn't everything, but we're gonna lure you over here with money. Don't get stuck in the golden handcuffs. But guess what? You need money to survive in the world. Don't. I'm just making notes. The way that she's framing this, like multiple things can share the same space. She is presenting this as one way because not only is Tracy giving her advice, Tracy fully understands who John is as a person. And so she's coming up with this marketing plan for John that connects with John, and John thinks, this is great. I understand this because I understand who I am, so now I can understand how to talk to other people. Ugh.
Our full lives to have time, freedom and time. Like, when does that happen? At some point, we have to be
Yes.
willing to take the leap to actually enjoy life, right?
Exactly.
Right.
And for others who aren't, maybe you don't have to wait till you're in your 50s to have the freedom, right? Learn from my mistakes, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Not necessarily mistakes, but I think there's that piece. I think that stability, like addressing that and that fear, also can speak to your people. Like, stability is huge, but also that world is not stable.
Right.
We think it is, just because it's guaranteed money. You go into work and they pay you, but they also could fire you at any moment. So, like, it's not stable.
Well, we know higher education is.
Right. Exactly. So I think addressing that elephant.
It's been stable for 26 years. She strategically forgot Tracy strategically forgot to bring up the point that 99.6% of people don't make any money, lose money, or go into debt in multi-level marketing. How interesting that Tracy is using specific language to talk to John, and it's more complex than that. It's more complex. Yeah. It's almost that feeling like we're seeing something we shouldn't, like someone's privacy on John's end, if that makes sense. Yeah. And it's one of those things where you're just like, oh, I wish I was there to speak up. Ethics, who is she? We don't know her. Yeah. Also, who's been talking about Mean Girls and all this other stuff? Our favorite makeup buddies. Yep, that's fun. Ethics has left the building.
The room.
Yeah.
Especially as somebody who's been through it and probably seen a lot. I think that could come off really well. I think also being married, if it is your husband that is retired and you're not, and addressing that guilt piece and feeling guilty or feeling jealous, the envy of seeing him get to have fun while you go to work.
Him get to have fun while you go to work. She's bringing up more points that John's going to use on her social media to get someone to come over to lab.
Like, that would be some fun posts there. That I'm sure speaks to some people.
Yes.
And the whole thing about worrying about your kids at any age and wanting more for them and more for the grandkids and wanting to be there and being there for and you being healthy and being there for a long time to see the kids. Like, that's another piece for products as well.
Okay.
I feel like those are some big topics to focus on that have a lot of probably little arms and legs out of them.
I think that's great.
Oh
I
my God.
appreciate the fact that we've been able to sort of hone in on things that I didn't think about, like the stability piece or the jealousy piece, or really the avatar having such a long career and how that really isn't the way it is, isn't society anymore. And speaking to how different that might
Becca.
be, or like you said, talking about what things I might have done differently.
Yeah.
The avatar was fortunate enough to make several moves within the same organization for growth, which was great. But then when you do that,
yep.
John is so smart.
Need to stay, I guess, would be
yeah.
The right thing to say. So I appreciate this tremendously. I think hopefully everybody that is listening has benefited from it. I've worked on the avatar form several times and just trying to find that right avatar and knowing that it's sort of yourself it's huge.
Wendy, I see your question here. So our avatars are basically us to the core. I mean, your avatar is you for sure. It's a version of you anyway. It's not necessarily you right now. Okay. I mean, it can be, but
that's cool. I have been waiting for it all weekend, but it's kind of like, when you're waiting for your TV episode to drop. I obviously will be able to wait, but I was like, I can't wait for it to drop. I'm so excited.
I do mine anyway. I tend to do them at different points in time. So I think about where was I when I first, depending on who I want to talk to, where was I when I first joined Lab? If I'm trying to get the people who were on the fence about joining another company, right? So that's where I was.
Where was I when I joined Lab? When I'm trying to get the people who haven't decided to join Lab yet. I know, stories, facts tell, stories sell. Unethical stories are shitty though. No, you're good. No, of course. I get it. You're good. I say all that not to guilt anybody. That's my tism, just being excited. And I say that is how I am accepting myself of. I hope no one gets offended when I say my tism. I'm autistic and I'm accepting myself and I'm using what I can, even if it is uneducated at this point. That's what I'm doing. But yes, I'm just excited. No guilt, just excitement.
When I first joined versus maybe a year ago, because I was in this company and where I was, but I had been like stagnant level, right? So that's a different version of me than I was 2 years ago. So you think about those versions because it's easier. You know the answers rather than making up people. Now, my background is marketing and PR. So when I do campaigns for my other clients, I'm making up people.
Oh, so she's in marketing, Tracy? Interesting.
So I do that as well, and you can do that. But with that, when you make that stuff up, you have to do a lot of research. You have to go in and do the market research and figure out these answers that you can just answer because you know. If you don't know the answer because it's not you, you gotta go find the answers. And you can do that. You can go to places like Answer the Public. You can go through Google. There's a whole bunch of you pay for it, but like market research sites.
You don't need to pay for it. I mean, if you're in marketing, you might need to pay for it, but as an individual, you don't need to pay for it. Answer the Public, helpful, Google Trends, free. Ethics has taken a beating in this meeting. Yikes, Liz. Your comment wins. Your comment wins the live chat tonight.
Look in and find the answers. That's a lot more work. And I'm a little bit about work smarter, not harder, and I'm a little lazy. So I'd rather just answer what I know. So that's why we say, just you, because also you're here, you joined, you're using the products, so you know it works. You were that person and you needed it.
You know it works. She's still tired. She's still on the couch. She still has brain fog. She still is forgetful. Now Tracy's saying the product works, but literally, let me go back to my notes. She still has her weight gain. She is still sweating through the night. She still is not being able to sleep well. She's got her brain fog. She's still having hot flashes. She has forgetfulness. Her energy level's still low. She has not been able to be more active yet. She has not been able to do more things around the house. She has not been able to do what she wants, i.e. playing with her grandkids. She's still able to be social with her really good group of friends, and she's still frustrated, and her hormones are still out of whack. Which part of the product is working? And Tracy's like, oh, you've been taking the product, so you know it works. Hello? Which part of the product is working? And if you're going to use somebody else's story to sell a product, absolutely not. Don't do it. It's unethical. It's unethical.
And somebody said something to you that made it work, right? So that's a great place to start. Eventually, at some point, if you do this for 22 years here at Lab, you might need to go around the other way and start making up people. But for now, go with you. Go with who you are.
You may need to start making up people. Tracy?
No. Any other questions from anybody watching, or anything else we didn't address?
Oh my God.
My little cat notebook. Or that you want to ask, or that I didn't ask you?
No, I think I think the idea of trying to hone in has been incredibly helpful. Because when I was initially doing my avatar, it was like, well, they could be single or married, or they could be working or not working. And so just focusing in on that one person, I think makes a really big difference. And I like the idea of who I might be a year from now and then having to revisit that. And I think one of the struggles was for me was what keeps them up at night. And so I think talking with you about that sort of helped me realize exactly what it is that keeps that person up at night.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that keep us up.
Right, exactly. It looks like there's another question.
Yeah. So the avatar can be what you would like others to see and attract like.
No.
I'm not sure I understand the question, but see, it is what, I mean, the avatar is.
The avatar's what you really know about a person. Your avatar is somebody that you can closely speak to, that you know, that you feel comfortable with. And the reason that you take who you are normally, and for this specific instance in multi-level marketing, whatever, you take yourself is because you're the one that's selling a product. When you work for big brands, when you work for companies, you're talking to a group of people, or you're talking to the customer of the business based off of all the data that they've received from people who have shopped with them for years or not years. If someone wants to take pity on my hatred of odd numbers, we're at 39. I'd love to get off of the odd number.
A person, and you're speaking to that person. So it's who you want to attract. So if you're looking for an IBO, somebody who you want to join the team, it could be like if you really, really want to attract like a big leader, somebody who's in the industry for a really long time, that's a different avatar than somebody who's never done network marketing before.
Stop.
Right. So those are two different.
Thank you very much.
And you can do an avatar for either of those. If you want to attract somebody who's really, really interested in gut health and managing weight, that's probably different from somebody who only wants to focus on energy. And
Tracy has lost the plot. She's confusing people. Now, I'm not a big fan of Tracy. If you're talking about teaching people who don't know anything about marketing, she has veered off. She's giving them too much information. And yes, if you are listening to this, Becca said TLDR, it's not about the products. Interestingly, she has talked about recruiting people, and she's talked about how the avatar can be used to recruit people. And then there's only one product that you can use to recommend because it's a pack, the fit bundle, whatever. And you're using that to recruit people as an IBO. Thanks so much.
they just have a problem with fatigue. So yes, I think that maybe what you're asking is what you can pick sort of the type of person you want. But again, I would tie that for now to the type of person you have been in your life.
Yes.
Or a type of person who you know super, super, super well. If you are really good friends with an amazing leader or have a vision of a leader who you've worked with and know super well and want to attract that kind of person, you can use them as your example, have them in your mind. You know, we could all picture Melissa as our avatar, use her. But it's easier to use yourself because you know the answers.
Yes.
So Tracy, I'm just going to ask a question, and it's probably not. They are very different, but I think maybe some others on here might struggle with this as well. So your avatar is who you're speaking to, but how does that relate to your brand? Your brand could be very different, and that's where I struggle.
Oh my God. You don't do the customer avatar until you figure out what you want to sell, how you want to sell it, and what your core values are on social media. Tracy's going about this so backwards, I cannot. She's basically telling Jean to just tough it out with her gut health herbs. Yeah. It's not great to use yourself, but modeling an avatar feels really creepy. Yeah. Again, the idea behind it is, let's say you have a really close friend, that comfortability, that ease of talking to that person, you know that person for a long time, you know they like comic books, you know like they like the color blue, you know that they have a sweet tooth, you know that they'll always be down to go out to eat with you because they're a foodie just like you are. You know that they like walking outside, but they're not really outdoorsy. Their favorite place to vacation is at the beach. So you get excited about seeing a deal for a beach vacation, and you get to be really excited, and that energy that you would bring to a close friend is the energy that you bring to social media. I feel like I'm making everything more confusing. I'm sorry. I'm Tracy. I have big feelings about Tracy. I have big feelings about this twistiness of this marketing, and I'm not being clear anymore.
What's my brand? And I think that's a whole nother training.
The answer is also the same. You're your brand. You're your brand and your avatar.
You know, like, we lost her.
Do 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 do.
Can be very confusing. And then there's your niche, and there's all these fancy words. So what is it? Your brand is, it's you. It's the way you talk. It's the.
Oh my God, Tracy, you're in marketing. You're not helping. You're literally not helping. Here, I'll help y'all. I'll help y'all. I don't want to help MLM people, but I'm going to help. Let's see. What is it called? I'm trying to remember. So the details of this is the audience avatar, then we'll look at you. What is the name? Name your audience avatar at the end once you really figure out who they are. What's their age? What's their stage of life? What's their gender? What location do they live in? What's their family situation? What's their education level, their income, their occupation? What are their hobbies? Their behaviors? Like, what's the first thing they do when they wake up? What do they do when they get home? They touched on that a little bit. What are their personality traits? What are the values? What are their attitudes? Meaning, what excites them? What makes them get excited? What are their interests, beliefs, motivations, priorities? And then this is the second part. Who do they admire? Who do they trust? Do they like being uncomfortable and will they push themselves? Are they a leader or are they a follower? Do they talk or do they act? And other like psychographics that you would want to list. What are their personal goals? What are their life goals? What are their inner goals? What are their other goals? What are their fears? What are their challenges? What are their frustrations? What keeps them awake at night? We talked about that a little bit with Tracy. Do they like TV or Netflix? Do they like books or audio? Do they like music or podcasts? Where do they like to shop? What are their favorite accounts on Instagram? What movies do they like? What websites do they go to? What games do they like? Where do they like to travel? And other details. And then you name your audience avatar, and that's who you're talking to. That's who you're talking to. And then here, hold on. Let me open up this. I'm trying to open my notes. Before you'd want to do the audience avatar, you want to do this is not it. Talk amongst yourselves. Just kidding. Content. Is this it? I wish I would have named these differently. Is it my matrix? The matrix is based off of your values. Hold on. Sorry. Oh, core beliefs. So you match up, and you do this first. And this is before you do an audience avatar, and it seems counterproductive. This was creepy but very educational. So here's the thing. What are you passionate about? What do you want to share? What does your brand represent? I'm passionate about like debunking coercive stuff, whatever. What do I want to share? I want to share information that isn't opinion based first. It has a foundation of whatever. Things that are based in science or psychology or what the FTC says, whatever, and then give you my opinion on shit. I don't know. And then what does it represent? I hope it represents consistency, hard work, education, or consistency, empathy, education. All right? So you write all that down. Then think of your audience and what do they need and want? And what pains can I solve? I can solve talking about logical fallacies. I can solve sneaking into Zoom calls. I can solve helping other people learn how to grab content faster. Technical difficulties set aside, I can also help with the tech side. Whatever. For creators, I can grab things for them. I can help spread content around. Good night. Good night. So then you line that up. And so you can pick from this list. Let's say I like education, I want to empower people, and empathy is important. All right? And then you put once you would pick those words based off of the similarities between you and your audience being a broad group of people, not your one person yet. You do this first. And so then you list your values, core beliefs. So, I like to encourage people. I like to empower people. I like education. I like empathy. Those are going to be listed. Oh, you're good. I know what you meant. So then you take those, and when you are doing your content, you are filtering your content through your core beliefs to your audience and helping them solve a problem that only you can solve. So, for example, the twistiness of MLM, let's say John is, let's say she values, I'm looking for words. She values, I'm guessing, education. She values, community. She said she has a really good group of friends, and she values, I don't know. I don't know her well enough to do this. Like rational stuff. She seems rational, education, community. She lists those down. So when she's speaking, when she's trying to sell her products, she would want to educate people on the products. She would want to develop the community that she's talking to online. And she would also communicate her love of community while she's speaking. And then, I don't remember the third one. Education, community, whatever the other third one is. That is how she starts to filter it through on her posts. That's how she filters it through on her stories. Once you get a grip of that, then you go to your audience avatar. She's confused because she doesn't know what her core beliefs are. She's confused because she doesn't know what her group of audience needs. Tracy and Melissa Collins and Brandon Hayes and Brandon Stevens want people to be recruited, and they want products to be sold sometimes. Everyone's confused because they don't know who they are and they don't know who they're selling to. They just know they've got pressure to recruit people and to sell products. She values steadiness and dependability. Yes. Great word. And that's what she talks about. And then she has individual conversations when they come in about where was I when I first joined? Talking to another person whose spouse is retired and they're not. Sometimes I get jealous, and you have that vulnerability, blah, blah, blah. We're being manipulative. You have your big arcing umbrellas. And then when you have specific conversations, you do this shit. What it's like to be in your body. How your health issues are impacting you. Whatever. We'll finish the video.
The colors that you use, it's the things that you often talk about, it's how you talk about them, it's you at your core, who you are right now. It's
We've looked at Krista Parney before. For sure. Thanks so much. I'll take a look at it.
If you're funny, if you're a serious person, if you're somebody that loves cats and is always talking about cats and purple things, that's my brand. But I'm speaking to people who are similar to me. They might also like cats. They might also like purple. So they're going to be attracted to things because it's my brand. Right. But my bigger idea, the thing that I am known for, the thing that I think I have authority in, at least I'm telling people I have authority in right now, is this fact that I have experience in working from home, that I've done it for a really long time. I have corporate experience. I can teach you how to be successful at doing that too. So that's my bigger idea. God. My brand is that I do it in a fun way.
Right.
I work my cats in there too. I'm silly, that kind of stuff. But I don't know if that helps.
It does in the brand, and I think too the bigger idea. That's I think what more of what I meant. I said the wrong thing, but okay. What I know is higher education, but that doesn't speak to my avatar, and that's where I think I sort of struggle a little bit.
Because she hasn't established her core beliefs. She keeps asking over and over and over again, and Tracy's like, I'm going to answer this question, except I'm not. John keeps asking the same question because she's not getting an answer from Tracy.
Is that what you know, though? Is it the only thing you know?
Well, and I think maybe other people on here have the same thing. It's like sometimes I feel like that's all I know. So I think
what's confusing you is this idea of authority. That's a big word because it confused me at first too, and I thought I had to I was confusing authority with expert, right? And I was thinking I had to come off as this I'm going to tell you the 10 things to do about self-care and being a health person because I'm an expert authority person in it. That's not what it is. When I realized, when it finally clicked for me, that it's if I had to go on stage right now, I can't prepare, I can't do anything. I'm not allowed to look at the internet, and I have to talk to people for 10 minutes. What am I going to talk about? What am I going to do? All right. I know that I can probably talk about a bajillion different shades of purple. I can do that. I can probably talk about cats. And I know for sure I can talk about what it's like working remotely, working from home, because I have done that.
Okay, but those are things that can change. Oh my God. She doesn't like answering the same question over and over again. And again, if people are asking the same question over and over again, it's because you're not explaining it good enough. In my opinion. Things can change. Maybe not your love of floofs, but things can change, like your work from home situation can change. Things that don't change are your core values or your values. Again, you can't have that big of an ego when you're a teacher. Because guess what? John doesn't know how to do this. Tracy does. Tracy's not answering John's question. John's still confused. And now Tracy's annoyed.
for the last 5 years.
Right.
You know, all the ins and outs, why it's good, why it's bad, the tools that I need to use, the traps that you need to stay away from, the things people are going to make fun of you are, the things that you have to do to make sure that you're still connected. Like I can list off 100 different things about working from home.
How to sell.
So
how to make money.
What would be that thing for you? If I said right now, you got to talk to everybody here on these comments for 10 minutes and you're not allowed to look at any notes, you're not allowed to look at the internet, what's going to be?
I don't know.
That was something that popped into your head. What was it?
I think I could talk about relationships.
Well,
Yes.
that's it.
So
We already knew that community is important to her. She talked about how good of friends that she has had for a long period of time. We knew that was going to be one of the answers.
I tend to get a lot of people that ask me advice on all kinds of relationships.
What kind of relationships? Like
friendships, marriages. Yeah.
And do you like, that's the other piece, do you like talking about that?
I do. And I really, really, really love helping people.
Encouragement.
And that comes from helping students in higher education and watching them reach their dreams. Yeah, I'm very passionate about that.
I wonder if
You can
she's
work
a
that piece
professor.
and you can talk about your experience working in higher education, but just because you have experience working in higher education doesn't mean that that's your only authority.
No, I understand that, but you're missing the point, Tracy. Friendships are important to her. Community is important to her. Education is important to her, and that's a valid core value. Okay, and if you don't like education, she likes empowering her students. I'm like raging against Tracy right now. I'm sorry.
Right? It's probably, you might have just nailed it on the head. All of the relationships, you had to be really good at building relationships in what you did in your job for the last 28 years.
Yes.
In order to get where you are in higher education. It's not about higher education, it's those little things that you did there.
She's passionate about empowering students and being able to connect with them so that her students can meet the goals that they want to meet. Tracy.
This has been the best training ever because
Yay!
you just like totally said the right thing right there.
Dear
in that very
God.
moment. Building relationships.
Well, you
I know that was a little off track, but I feel better.
Good. Well, I'm glad. I know this stuff is all, it's all really new and confusing for a lot of people. So,
And you're
and also
making it
just
more
do it
confusing.
messy. We can all do it messy. And we are not married to any of this. Like,
You don't have to do it as messy as Tracy is making it seem, though. That's the issue. I don't want people to succeed in MLM. I hope they get out sooner rather than later. It's frustrating that people get brought into this under false pretenses and then people like Tracy fuck them up.
test it, try it out, make sure it feels good. I've done so many big ideas over the last 2 years until I finally got to this one that feels really good. Feels good. And you can tell when it feels good because you keep having ideas of what you want to write about. You're excited.
It's not about that. How are you going to sell a product and make money? It's not just about feeling good. I don't understand. I like feelings, but what's the goal? You want to sell products so you can make money. That's it. Oh my God.
Excited about what you write about, and you're going to start to see people engaging more because they can tell you're excited about it.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
that's great. Well, I so appreciate your time today, and I know you and I have chatted a little bit back and forth about the avatar. So thank you for asking me to participate in this this live training, and I hope it's been incredibly helpful for me. So I hope it's been helpful for others.
I'm glad it's helpful for you. I appreciate you being willing to take your time and sit here and be so vulnerable and answer all these questions. I'm sure it has helped anybody on live today and anybody who watches the replay too. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great afternoon.
You too. Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
We did it! We did it! We did it! Yay! Always team up. We did it! Yay! Woo! Hooray! We did it!
Tracy's on the naughty list. John is on the delightful list. Oh my God. That training was wild. Wild, wild, wild. They know it's okay to tell the truth and admit they are in it to sell and make money, right? I mean, I hope so. No problem, Mav. I hope that hope that you had a great time packing orders, and it means a lot that you've been here for a long time, and I'm appreciative, and I'm always happy to see you. Y'all, don't forget to take your meds, hydrate, do some distress tolerance, maybe play a video game, maybe crochet, maybe take a nap or go to sleep. I appreciate y'all hanging out, and if y'all want to submit anything for me to look at, one of y'all just said for me to look at Krista Parney and her little sister Destiny. We are also going to be taking a look at, what's her name? Erin something. She's in, what is she in? Young Living? She's in Young Living. She's also a big influencer. She's part of Mom Talk or something house. I don't even know. It's twisty as hell. We're going to take a look at it. Yeah, I don't know. Do nothing if you need to. I agree with that. All right. I will see y'all next time. Make good decisions. And have a good night or day. Replay crew. See you later. Hey everyone, it's DeeCee. Want to share your MLM story? Blow the whistle on a current or past MLM, cults, unethical coaches or businesses, or get in touch with our moderators? Head over to my campsite.bio link in my YouTube description. It's your one-stop shop for all things anti-MLM. Whether you're looking to submit your experience, expose unethical practices, or just connect with our community, we're here to listen. Let's fight MLM schemes together.